Am I the asshole for wanting my husband to hold my hand during birth?
No. If it ever gets to that point and Juliet was like, hey, I'm gonna punch you while I'm giving birth, I'm like, I guess I'm getting punched.
Just doing crunches beforehand. So
yeah, just do whatever you need. I'm so sorry.
Flex the abs.
The belly fat's gonna absorb everything. Just do it.
Yeah. All right, let's hop into it. So I, 35 female, am 7 months pregnant. I am married to a family medical doctor, 35 male, and we've been together for 10 years. Throwaway Reddit account because my sister-in-law follows me on Reddit and reports everything to my husband. Sounds like a red flag.
Yeah, that sounds like a crazy ass family you got going on there.
Yeah. I am reaching out to you all to ask for your advice on a fight my husband and I are having on our birth plan. My husband really wants to deliver the baby, which I can kind of understand. It's not uncommon for doctors to deliver their own kids. So he's talking about like actually
giving birth,
deliver the baby.
Yeah.
There is still an OBGYN there monitoring everything, and the doctor father steps in the last minute as the mom is crowning just to catch the baby. My husband has, I guess, always dreamed of being the one to pull the baby out, while I pictured it very differently. I thought he would be up by my head, holding my hand and helping me through it. He says that he will do that, but the easiest part is at the very end, where I won't need him anymore. He said if I really wanted someone there, his mom could step in. I've been on my own since I was a kid living in my car, so I don't really have anyone I'd want in there with me except him. I don't even really want his mom in there. She is great, but he is my person. I know it would be cool for him to deliver our baby, but I really feel like I need him there. I personally didn't want our doctor to know. Oh, hi, Ringo.
Hello. Hi, baby.
She loves walking in front of my screen.
It's warm. I don't blame her.
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing? There she goes. I personally didn't want our doctors to know he was a doctor, because as soon as any of my doctors or even our vets find out he is a doctor, they talk exclusively to him. I don't even want him to go to the prenatal appointments anymore because no one talks to me. They all talk to him, and I can't even ask my questions to anyone but my husband at home, which is so fucked up.
Yeah, that's wild.
But he's already told everyone he'll be delivering his first baby. I guess I don't want this because I wanted him to be there as a husband and a father and not a doctor. I see him as a doctor 95% of the time, and I wanted to experience this with my husband and not my husband, the doctor. I wanted him to be there for me as this is my first birth and I am terrified. He just keeps telling me that I'll be fine. He pulled his friends and family who don't understand my POV. They said this is his first child too, and to just let him have this since I had the honor of being pregnant. Which is a wild statement.
He gets to do the easy work. That's why.
Yeah. I'm sure there's many women out there who'd be like, no, if I had the choice, I'd make my husband be pregnant. I just really wanted him to hold my hand all the way through and to be able to share this experience as parents and people instead of as a medical professional. I was hoping we could see the baby at the same time and just be equals in this. Am I being selfish for wanting this to be my way?
Absolutely not. And
No.
I understand that is one of his dreams, to be able to birth their own kid. But this is me speaking from my perspective. My wife is going to be the one pushing that baby out. She's the one that had to do 9 months of carrying that kid. She's going to be the one that's going to be nursing that kid for next how many months, or I don't know how long that goes. And she's going to be the one that has the scars and all the traumatic experiences going through a childbirth. If all
Mental trauma.
On the trauma and the possible, if there's some sort of like postpartum depression associated with it, that's another thing too. She's not asking for anything egregious, so no. She's asking for her hand to be held because it is her first time too. And granted, yes, that is one of the dreams the doctor had for the longest time, but to me, it sounds like it's a cry for help from the wife, because this whole time in the relationship, just because he's also a doctor, chances are he's gone 16, 17 hours of the day. So the one time that he gets to be with her as a husband, as opposed to like a doctor, that was probably the rare occasions where he's like, okay, I just want you to be present and not be a title. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think she's not being selfish at all. I think she just wants to have an experience as a first time parent together as husband and wife, as opposed to like wife and doctor. So not egregious at all. If there was a compromise to be had, if they want to have multiple kids down the line, say like, hey, for our first one, could we do this like our way, and then the second time around where I'm a little bit more experienced, or like, you know, we've had this experience together, like we can do that a second time around. That's a compromise that I can think of like at the top of my head as of right now. But as of this specific situation, whatever she's asking is not selfish at all.
Yeah, and I got to add to that. That's a great compromise, by the way. If OP is comfortable with that and they do end up having a second child, then yeah, absolutely something they can revisit. But for this, it's like, yeah, she's terrified.
Yep.
This is her first child. She's probably even more uncomfortable because none of her medical professionals are fucking talking to her.
Yep.
Directly anyway. And so there's probably a good reason why she's uncomfortable. And yeah, it's concerning for me that he can't put aside his profession to be a father and a partner in that moment, and understand that his wife wants this for them as a relationship. Like it wants to experience it together. He's just thinking of his own personal goal and like
ambition.
A thing he can, a thing he can check off his checkbox. I did this thing. So yeah, for me, not the asshole OP. This is an absolutely normal ask, I think.
Oh yeah.
As someone, you know, if I ever become a father, and if I was a medical professional, this is not something I would ever consider, because I would want to be there for my partner. And why would I want to work more? You know what I mean? Like,
and even if like the situation's reversed, right? Like, you know, this whole time let's say they agreed and they said like, okay, yeah, I'll be holding your hand the whole time. If it ever a situation where like they're in that delivery room and the wife goes like, I want you to get the fuck away from me right now, I'd be like, you got it. Anything you want at this point.
I'm out.
Yeah, like, okay.
Yeah. Because they're the ones going through
exactly.
It. And like you're there as well to support.
Yep.
That's what you are there as a partner. As you know, the least you can do for your wife who's gone through, you know, 9 months of pregnancy. And yeah, as we said, how many more months, years of you know, trauma afterwards that some people go through. So yeah, definitely crazy of him to fight her on this. And actually, shout out to Writing Giraffe, who screenshotted some comments from OP. I'm only going to read the one because I think it's, you know, it answers a couple questions, gives us a little bit more information. And then there was one that was an unhinged comment that OP responded to. But Jumble says, who are these people that he pulled? And why does everyone defer to your husband this way? Your request is totally reasonable, and your husband's lack of understanding is pretty glaring, not the asshole. Which OP responds, his mom, sister, and our really close friends that I guess are technically more his friends than mine. I haven't brought it up to my friends because I'm just not as comfortable having our friends weigh in on our relationship than he is. I think his mom just likes his plan because it pulls her into the room, which I attempted to veto early on. I do love her so much, but I want this to be our experience. So it's very clear that OP's husband just pulled people that, you know, would back him in this argument, slash have some sort of, you know, stake in the game where the mom's like, yeah, I want to be in there. And
yeah,
it's like,
and it's also
even though OP vetoed it.
Yeah, and it's also alarming, like from the very beginning when he was like, my sister-in-law follows me and reports everything I post to my husband. That's
crazy.
I don't know. I'm getting an
concerning.
I'm getting an icky feeling about it.
Get therapy.